Well, as you know, I'm a disciple of Michael Oliver's at MSA Consulting, and I think he's been so right on what to expect in the metals. And he was so good on gold and the gigantic move we had. And of course, he's been pounding the table on silver.
Billionaire businessman Eric Sprott follows one analyst so closely that it might shock you. That analyst is Michael Oliver, and what he's predicting for gold and silver will blow your mind. Oliver says current highs are not the top. His charts show something massive is coming in the next few weeks to months. We're talking about a vertical surge that will be sudden and explosive. You'll either be positioned for it or you'll miss it completely.
Reality on silver then. The key is participating in the move into that new reality. And I think it's not going to be one of these things where you get to casually judge it along the way, if you know what I mean. If you're not there, you're not there.
Here's the crazy part. Oliver's data shows this surge could be bigger than the legendary runs in 1979 to 1980 and 2010 to 2011. The price patterns he's tracking suggest we're on the verge of something historic.
Look at a price chart, a current price chart, arithmetic scale of gold or silver. You think, oh, wow, it's just gone ballistic. I got to take profits. Okay. The bigger context is totally different than what you see on that screen. The screen looks like, yeah, I've gone ballistic compared to the price action that prevailed over the last couple of years, which is more layered. This shows silver price on a logarithmic or ratio scale chart. So, I've shown the period in 79 and 80 where silver, after going up for several years, went vertical. Okay. And then there's the period in 2010, 11, the green arrow and the lines, where you've been going up for years, and then in the last 2 quarters, you went vertical. Okay. We've been going up for years, just like those. Okay. Not vertical, arm wrestling all the way, torturing people. We argue that you're at the gate of going vertical. Just looking at the price charts, a log scale. If you measure what happened in the last 6 months of that vertical move that peaked in 1980, that's the red up arrow with the 2 horizontals showing where it started and where it ended. 6 months, you went from like $8 to 50. Okay. So we mark that distance on the log scale chart there. Okay. Forget that. Now let's go to the 2010-11 period where you also went up to the $50 level. And in the last 6 months there, between the green horizontal upper line and the green horizontal lower line, you went up X amount there. Okay. We mark that with the green arrow. Now, when we take those 2 arrows, the green arrow showing the logarithmic dimension of that move, 2011, and the red arrow to the 1980 peak, and move them over to the present. At the present price, if you go vertical, and I'll give you that argument in a minute, equaling the 1980 surge, 79-80 surge, you go up to $200 or so, okay, logarithmically. And if you match the move from October 2010 to April 2011, where silver went from like 20 something to 50, silver's going over 100 ratio scale over in the next handful of months. Okay. Now, what's going to cause this? Well, aside from the certain fundamental arguments and also the fact that silver ain't going to stop at a triple top, guys. Okay. If you want to sell at 50, go be my guest. You'll be buried.
And if you think metals will explode, wait until you hear about the miners.
And the miners, our expectation based on long-term spread analysis is that they could double to possibly triple in relative performance to gold. So as gold continues up, the miners will continue to beat it by large amounts. A lot of investors don't like putting their money into bullion or futures or things like that. They like the miners.
Right. For leverage.
Yeah, and I think it's a relative trade. It's a relative place to be. Much like so. And the silver miners also are pressing at a breakout level versus the gold miners.
Oliver predicts mining stocks will surge 2 to 3 times higher than the metals themselves. But here's what separates the pros from the amateurs.
When you get to the new reality in silver, and it could be, my guess is it's going to at least be 100. It's quite probable, possibly could be 200. That's a new reality. No, that doesn't mean you're going to stay up there. You can have a sell-off, but you're not coming back to 50. Your sell-off might be from 200 to 125 or something. You're in a new reality on silver then. The key is participating in the move into that new reality. And I think it's not going to be one of these things where you get to casually judge it along the way, if you know what I mean. If you're
Right.
not there, you're not there. Okay.
Right. So in your opinion that's the move you want to get there for that move, and then you
Yeah,
can
after that,
reassess.
who cares? I mean, you've done
Right.
it, especially if you're using anything with any potency of leverage.
Oliver doesn't just tell you where prices are going. He maps out exactly what a sell-off will look like, when to take profits, and most importantly, when to reset your gold and silver allocation. When a billionaire like Sprott pays attention to someone this closely, maybe we should too. The vertical surge is coming. Are you ready for it?
Set the clock. The next couple of quarters could be meteoric, and silver may end up it will likely end up in a new price reality rather than this $20 to $50 range it's been in for 50 years.